So when it comes to car collections, who's the top dog? Who's got the biggest and most valuable collection out there? Well, Bill Plant Driving School has done the research and come up with two lists: the most valuable celebrity car collections and the most desired celebrity car collections. So at number one, and this will not come as a surprise to many car people, although you might not instantly recognize the name, it is, at number one, Hassan al-Bolkiah. No? Nothing? Okay, let me address him by his title, the current Sultan of Brunei. Now the penny drops. That he has the biggest and most valuable collection is probably not astounding, but just how many cars and how much they're valued at and how far ahead he is of anyone else will be a shocker. He has 7,000 vehicles. 7,000. Like, you couldn't even drive that many vehicles in a lifetime, could you? Well, as a motoring journalist, I have sometimes driven well over 50 cars in a year. So say over 30 years of doing this so far, that's probably 2,500 cars at the most. So Hassanal would have to drive, say, 3 different cars a week for 50 years to get there. I'd do that. Anyway, what are they worth? Well, I hope you're sitting down for this, because they're worth about £4 billion. That's $5 billion. And of course, they include Ferrari F40s, McLaren F1s, and Rolls Royces. Apparently, some have been sold after recent financial difficulties, and others have been left to rot, sadly. Well, imagine the maintenance bill for 7,000 cars. At number 2, it's fashion icon Ralph Lauren. He may only have about 100 cars, but they're all rare, vintage, and classic cars, including an extremely pricey 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, McLaren F1 LM, a 1929 blower Bentley 4.5 litre, a 1930 Mercedes-Benz SSK Count Trussi, aka the Black Prince, and a Lamborghini Reventon Roadster. That's probably his daily. Plus, of course, many, many more. His collection is thought to total about £265 million or $350 million. That's a lot of money. But again, it's nowhere near the £4 billion of the Sultan. So at third, we have Lawrence Stroll. Who he? He is the Canadian billionaire that co-owns the Aston Martin Formula One team. He's got a bunch of classic and vintage Ferraris, McLarens, and a Ford GT. His collection is estimated to be worth about £140 million. Just going further down the list now, and someone who is very well known and I guess loved and much admired, especially by car people like us, is Jay Leno. He's fourth on the list at £113 million worth of car. Just below him sits comedian and actor Jerry Seinfeld, obviously famous from Seinfeld the show, and also Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Check that out online. He's got £75.6 million worth of cars. And then you've got another American entertainer, that's David Letterman. He's at £37.8 million. That number is actually equaled by Argentinian footballer Lionel Messi. And next on the list is US-based Iranian entrepreneur, real estate investor, and author Mani Khoshbin at £22.7 million worth of cars. Ever heard of him? Check him out on social media. American boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. is ninth at $18.9 million, and English golfer Ian Poulter rounds out the top 10 at £18.2 million worth of cars. Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham, Lewis Hamilton, and Rowan Atkinson are 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th on the list respectively. Yep, Mr. Bean has a car collection worth over £11 million, and that's without his McLaren F1, right? I think he sold that after he crashed it twice. Gordon Ramsay is 18th on the list at £7.6 million worth of cars. Kim Kardashian is 22nd at $5.3 million, and Beyonce and Jay-Z are 23rd at £3.1 million worth of cars. Paris Hilton is at 26th with $2.6 million, and I'm a little bit surprised that Elon Musk is way down in 28th place at $1.9 million. Come on, that can't be right. Anyway, we'll come back to him. Okay, now to the second list. Whose collection do we most covet? Now this was based on annual Google searches made for celebrities, followed by the term car collection. So basically, if you tried to find out about a famous person's cars, this would have registered in this search. So how does it pan out then? No surprise about this one, Jay Leno was first with 175,500 searches. I mean, the guy is a legend in the car world. His collection is amazing and certainly eclectic. He's got around 286 cars and bikes, including a Duesenberg Model X, and a Chrysler turbine jet car. If any of us car guys had the money, we'd do exactly as Jay Leno has done. By the way, did I mention I know the Pakistani Jay Leno? Yeah, check him out on my other videos here on this channel. The resemblance with the actual Jay Leno is uncanny. Plus, he is actually a full-on classic car guy, a collector and a restorer. Go check it out. Second on this list was Cristiano Ronaldo at 112,000 searches. The Manchester United player apparently has 3 Ferraris, 2 Lamborghinis, 2 Bugattis, a couple of McLarens and Rolls Royces, as well as a Koenigsegg CCX, Porsche 911 Turbo S, Bentley Continental GT Speed, and some other regular stuff like AMGs and a Range Rover Sport SVR. Nice. And while Elon Musk was way down on the other list, he's third here with 49,200 searches. His admirers often think of him as a real-world Tony Stark, Iron Man from the MCU. He's known to most, of course, as the guy behind Tesla and SpaceX. But as well as having a copy of the very first mass-produced car, a Ford Model T, he also has, and this makes me most jealous of all because it's my favorite all-time car, he has Wet Nelly, the Lotus Esprit from the Roger Moore era James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me, the one that dives into the water. Yes, the actual car. He's got it. Let's see who else was on the list. Well, you've got Jeff Bezos at 4th, Kylie Jenner is 5th, Ralph Lauren is 6th, the Sultan, he's 7th, Jerry Seinfeld, he's 8th, Bill Gates made it onto the list, he's in 9th place, and Lewis Hamilton is 10th. What I love about Lewis Hamilton's cars is that he also has a cool classic recreations Restomod Ford Mustang as well, a fastback, very cool. Rowan Atkinson and Tim Allen were 14th and 15th. Vin Diesel is 17th. I'm pretty sure that the late Paul Walker's collection was bigger and far more interesting. He was a proper car guy. Interestingly, British radio and TV celeb Chris Evans, known for a lineup of white Ferraris and also formerly of Top Gear, albeit briefly, he's only 27th on this list. And I'm also a bit surprised that he wasn't on the other list at all, actually. And what about JK of Jamiroqui? He's not on either list. Surely he's got a load of cool cars. Or did he sell them all? Anyway, let me know who you think was missed out from these lists in the comments below.
A big shout out and thanks to Jay Williams over at Air Technic, who are top tier sponsors of Brown Car Guy. Check them out at Air Technic Co UK for exhausts, brakes, suspension and body kits. Plus our other major sponsor, Nayagen Solutions. Much appreciation also to tier 4 sponsors, Muhammad Ali Humaid, Tom Conway Gordon and Reza Adil. And of course all these other guys who supporting on Patreon. Brown Car Guy is eternally grateful. Hey, think about joining them over at patreon.com Brown Car Guy. If you can't, don't worry. Just make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel and website. Plus follow on social media by searching for Brown Car Guy.